It's been a while since I dropped this shit. Swole fam, y'all better run this up. KD, let's go. Yeah. Aye, East Coast with that gang gang, West Coast with that gang gang, global with that gang gang, nigga. You know we don't play guys, yeah. East Coast with that gang gang, West Coast with that gang gang, global with that gang gang, nigga. You know we don't play guys, yeah. East Coast with that gang gang, West Coast with that gang gang, global with that gang gang, nigga. You know we don't play guys, yeah. East Coast with that gang gang, West Coast with that gang gang, global with that gang gang, yeah. You know we don't play guys. I'm blessed, I never said I didn't struggle. I finesse, I never said I didn't hustle. These niggas talk so loud, the way I move is subtle. I'm the ocean, but these niggas just a puddle. Ay, oh, I swear I'm delusional. These niggas, they using me. They want my energy, ain't nothing new, this is usual. These figures confusing me, what's gotten into me? They say I'm using their cubicles. Clipping KD like some cuticles. None of this shit is excusable. Don't need a muse when I'm musical. Ay, whoa, I'm tired of saying for truth when nobody's doing it. Yeah. They are controlling the youth, agenda of fusing them, nigga, we losing them. Matter of fact, we just abusing them, that's a fact. We try to roll with a ballad act, fucking low key with the Tesseract. They throwing smoke when they got it at. Get the fuck up out your little bubble. They wanna ask how much it costs, I said it double. Gorilla beard, these niggas only rockin' stubble. The realest nigga make these bitches start to stumble. Aye, East Coast with that gang gang, West Coast with that gang gang, global with that gang gang, nigga. You know we don't play guys, yeah. East Coast with that gang gang, West Coast with that gang gang, global with that gang gang, nigga. You know we don't play guys, yeah. East Coast with that gang gang, West Coast with that gang gang, global with that gang gang, nigga. You know we don't play guys, yeah. East Coast with that gang gang, West Coast with that gang gang, global with that gang gang, nigga. You know we don't play guys, yeah.
The following program is rated TV MANOC. It contains a big pair of nuts directly on your chin. It is intended only for mature audiences. Viewer discretion advised.
How to be a better ally to fat people.
Listen to a fat person for once in your life.
How dare you?
Thin privilege.
I'm a fat.
Fat oppression.
Come on.
Shaming fat people on a daily basis, threatening us with diabetes.
Pizza is a vegetable.
A lot of white allies and accomplices ask.
Obesity is epidemic in the United States and a major cause of death.
What is fat activism?
I, a fat person, am sharing my own lived experience.
Pizza is a vegetable.
Your fat phobia is your problem.
It is not my place as a smaller-bodied white man to comment on it.
Radical body positivity.
What can men do against such reckless hate?
There's only one man who can help me.
This is for you new people. I only have one rule. Everyone fights, no one quits.
This day we fight!
Swole Normuth.
The sun is shining, the birds are chirping, the bacon is sizzling. Welcome to the Daily Swole.
Testing. Testicles. Welcome, everyone, to episode 25 hundo and 43 of the Daily Mother Swole, the most muscular swolecast, beercast, broadcast, gangcast, mancast, pimpcast, sleevescast, and slaycast in the realm. Because when I flex, you flex, we all flex our biceps. Biceps. What's going on, beaches, booshes, busters, hustlers, and your hoes? It's your boy, Papa Swolio, back with another episode. In today's episode, the Beastcast is brought to you, is powered, is sponsored by Everest and K2 Flexing on all you Fam, welcome to the show. Welcome to episode 2543. Happy Sunday, Fun Day Q&A-ness. We are taking tons of questions today, so don't be shy. Drop them in the comments down below. Hashtag Ask Papa Swolio. We will bust the nut wide open. We'll get the swole card exposed, and then we'll start getting into some questions. But before we do, a reminder that tomorrow's episode, I know, it's the accountability meeting. You love it, but if you're not a member, you hate it because we're private for members only. Tomorrow, live call inside Swolenormous X. So join the fam today, swolenormousx.com. Today is a beautiful day to join the Swole fam. tomorrow, live call, best way to start the week with the fam. We got new releases. We'll take a private member Q&A. We'll go over Swole fam posts. It's going to be fantastic. Tomorrow, April the 24th, 12 noon Eastern time. 12 noon Eastern time. Tomorrow, private episode, members only. Live call with Papa Swolio and the fam. And we have a Rise and Swole this Thursday, so make sure you're ready for that. Mark your calendars, and we'll see you in there, swolenormoussex.com. Now, drop in the comments down below. What are you smashing today? What are you training? It's a beautiful fucking day in Florida, and I hope you are enjoying your day as well. You're about to enjoy it a lot more because we got the Red Wine Swole Sunday Fun Day Q and Anus. Now let's summon the Falcon and get today's party started. Falcon. Yes, sir. All right, hashtag Swole Privilege for a chance to win today's Swole card. You better get some Swole Privilege today. Hashtag Swole Privilege, and let's get a little church. We should put the card next to the church. Remember when Papa Swolio was on the show? Now, she's still alive. She's still doing great, but she doesn't stay in her bed. She's usually in Mama Swolio's office. So we have a bed that's empty, that's waiting for her. But she wouldn't lay in it anyway. She'd lay down by my feet. She always gets up and lays down by my feet, which is cute. But we used to put the card in the bed with her when I was at the old Swole hole in the original office. So maybe we should put the card right here, right there next to the church. She's so cute. All right, hashtag Swole Privilege for a chance to win today's Swole card. And of course, we have the Tainty Man. Look at that. He's going full taint today. He's just showing it all off. He's being a little bit of a gentleman, covering it with his tail. But there's the Tainty Man, completely laid the fuck out. And they're ready. They look very excited. They're ready for the Q&A. All right, drop the questions in the comments below. Hashtag AskPapaSwolio. And of course, if you want to submit a question, go to AskPapaSwolio.com. And at this point, we'll get to them upcoming on Tuesday. We'll get to some more calls on Tuesday. So if you submit it today, not in time for today's show, but we'll get to them on Tuesday. We also, on Friday, during our overtime segment, brand new Drive Mall Gaining, uncensored, now available in Swole TV, Elon's massive rocket exploded. Now, if you know anything about it, it was a huge, massive success. It was a completely new style of rocket, hauling massive loads. Get it? Massive loads. It was an amazing success. First time in human history that so much mass has been moved off the launch pad. It was a huge success. But of course, the liberal media is going to shit all over it because they don't like the Elon, because, the Blue Bird man is, I don't know, changing the world and moving humanity forward. Anyway, go and check it out. This Driving While Gaining was fucking awesome. And I hope you enjoyed it. But anyway, that's the gist of the story. It's available now in Swole TV for members. Check out the overtime segment that we dropped for members on Friday after the live stream. It was fucking fire. So let's get into some questions. Let's take the first one let's take a call from Alex. Alex, you on the line.
What's the fastest way to gain weight?
To go eat Taco Bell every fucking day.
Matt Damon.
The fastest way to gain weight. Eat more food. You didn't say gain muscle. You said gain weight. You got to eat more calories. Eat more food. Come on now. Matthew, they said they were just happy it didn't explode on the launch pad. Oh yeah, that was a huge success. And the fact that it got separation and it was in fucking 4 minutes. 4 minutes. That was epic for if you follow it, just follow it. Follow it. It's awesome. It was awesome. We're going to fucking Mars. We're going to Mars. Interplanetary species. We're on the fucking moon and we're going to fucking Mars. And actually, if you dig into it, the reason why this is so big is because it's going to be able to transport people across the globe. It's going to be able to deliver more satellites into outer space, like 5 times the amount of satellites. So this Starlink is going to get better. Internet connectivity around the world is going to get better. Transporting people, it was epic. It was epic. All right. Thank you for the fucking call. We're going to alternate. We're going to take one from Instagram too. 2 shitty questions to start. Andrew, how do you get rid of belly fat? Eating less garbage foods, eating better foods, caloric deficit, but also lifting heavy weights. Do an elimination diet. Silly question. Very vague, very general. Let's get into this next one, which is a little bit better. Amrol Assy says, does bro split work? Well, if you're a new person in the gym, most anything will work. All right. If you're brand new to training, your body hasn't been under any kind of stress, most anything will work. So when someone says, what's a good program to begin with? Pretty much any program is going to create a new stress because you've never trained before. So any kind of new stress is going to elicit an adaptation over time. What really comes into play is how much intensity, how much volume, how consistent you are, your nutrition, your sleep, all these things. So a bro split works. I don't really like the term bro split. That's just a silly way of people. That's an insulting way to write off something that works because someone else doesn't like it. It's a bro split. This whole idea that bro split is the reason why that started was because the lifting meathead, when in fact people that lift weights oftentimes are fucking scientists. They know the human body better than anyone else. They're well aware and educated in kinesiology. So just because you have muscle, remember the whole meathead, the idea that if you have a lot of muscle, you're a stupid idiot, which is completely fucking idiotic in itself. But the bro split absolutely does work. It absolutely does work. And I know because I did years of doing, let's say, chest on a Wednesday and splitting up. A bro split is generally you're doing chest on one day, back on another day, legs on another day, shoulders, biceps and triceps on another day. There's different ways and depends on how you define bro split. But it absolutely works if you're training the muscles consistently and frequently. Would it be better to train a muscle or body part more frequently? Maybe every 3 or 4 or 5 days, depends on the volume, depends on the intensity. So there's a lot of different things that works for different people. I train differently now than I did 10 years ago. And I train differently 10 years ago than I did 20 years ago. So the important thing is that you adjust your volume, your intensity, and your training protocols. And the most important thing is that you don't get injured. You're progressively overloading and challenging yourself, but you're doing it with a foundation of recovery. Because if you get hurt, you can't train. So it's important to make sure you're getting proper recovery. So the question is leaving a week between training body parts too much recovery? Is it not stimulating enough, or can you get better stimulation? Can you get more progress by training a body part more frequently? And the answer is yes and no. It really depends on how you execute it. Ortiz, all right, you're trolling me, so this is a joke. So don't take this seriously, anyone. Papa Swolio, what's the fastest way to do a 24-hour fast in a day to lose weight? Hashtag Matt Damon. Indeed.
You keep using that word. I don't think it means what you think it means.
All right. Hit that like button, everyone. If you're watching on YouTube, which all of you are, make sure you hit the thumbs up right now. Where's the like police? Everyone, hit that thumbs up. Makes a big difference. Please hit the thumbs up. If you don't, you're just being an asshole. You obviously like the show. You're watching it, so hit the thumbs up.
Hey, I want to ask you about losing weight and building muscle at the same time. 2 years ago, I was at 115 kilograms and I lose about 45 kilograms right now, but I'm starting to see like this extra skin, and my doctor says that no, you cannot build muscle and lose weight at the same time. And I know that you have to, get more calories to build muscle, but not when you are trying to lose weight. So I want to know if you know or you can give me some advices to do it, or if it's possible. Sorry for my English. I'm
No,
from
it's fine.
Venezuela, and I just want to say thank you for all your messages and inspiration, and I really appreciate it. Thank
You're
you so
very
much.
Oh, okay. You're very welcome, Erica. And I was just trolling a little bit at the beginning because it's a very common question. Can you build muscle and lose fat at the same time? The answer is yes and no. If you're brand new to lifting, if you have a ton of body fat to lose or you haven't been training in a while, you can. In general, you're not going to because you need sufficient amount of protein, sufficient amount of calories, you need enough building materials to build a house. So I would just focus on building muscle. If you have loose skin, the only way you're going to get rid of that is from surgery. Everyone's different. Some people lose a lot of weight and get rid of, and that extra skin recoils well, for lack of a better term. A lot of people that gain a lot of muscle quickly or gain a lot of fat quickly and lose a lot in a short period of time will have extra skin. So can you build muscle and lose fat? Yeah, but you should focus on building muscle. Build muscle, focus on getting quality sleep, eliminating inflammatory foods. I think you're overanalyzing it. Most people should just focus on building muscle. Build muscle. Do strength training. Do your cardiovascular activity. Try to separate the two during the day or during the week, but focus on lifting weights, focus on an elimination diet, cutting out inflammatory foods, being consistent, all those things, all 7 pillars. If you don't know what those are, swolenormousx.com, download your free copy. Just focus on building muscle. Most people have nowhere near the amount of muscle that they should have, and they're worried about losing overall weight. You want to build muscle and lose fat, but that'll happen over time. Are you really going to do both? Not really. Not really, unless you're doing anabolics or growth hormone things that take your body out of a natural hormone balance. Because if you're building and you have enough calories or a slight calorie surplus and sufficient protein, you have more energy than your body needs, which is great for breaking down muscle tissue and rebuilding muscle tissue. And as you build more lean mass over time, your body will be able to metabolize fat at rest more efficiently. So it's really a thing that happens over time. But in reality, if you want to metabolize more fat, you need to maintain muscle mass and drop the calories, maybe the carbohydrates, and be in a maintenance or a slight deficit in order to trim off extra body fat. Because if your body's not getting sufficient energy to maintain, your body will look for other energy sources. And if you have extra body fat stores and you're eating sufficient protein, a lot of your calories are coming from protein, you're training hard, your body needs to maintain that muscle, it's going to be like, hey, let's tap into these fat stores. But focus on building muscle. If anything, eat around a maintenance, get sufficient protein, try to aim for like a gram per pound of body weight is a good excessive balance or goal or ballpark. Everyone's going to be a little bit different, but that is ensuring that you have sufficient protein, train hard, lift heavy. You need to be pushing yourself to build muscle. Otherwise, if you're not training yourself enough to cause a stimulus with and repair with muscle tissue and you're eating a lot of calories, you're going to store fat because your body is not breaking down muscle tissue and stimulating and requiring growth enough. So if you're just training and lifting and then eating a lot of food, you're just going to gain more fat because you're not creating the proper stimulus and the progressive overload. Thank you for the question. Hopefully that answers it. Focus on building muscle. And if you're concerned with body fat percentages, start with the elimination diet and getting rid of inflammatory foods. That's going to make the biggest change in your life. Hormones, get off birth control, just my recommendation, my opinion. Cutting out things like grains and vegetable oils, processed sugars, improve your sleep quality. All those things are going to be much more beneficial, and you'll see a lot more rapid response from that than waiting to build muscle over time, which is still good, but you'll see a lot of positive changes by making those lifestyle habit changes. Let's see, Brandon, my white shenanigans isn't giving me enough privilege these days. I need a Swole privilege card to use. Aha. I hear you. The John Salea. Oh, no, that's not it. We'll take a call from Greg's. We'll take the call first, then we'll go to Instagram.
Do you think that 2 pounds of grass-fed and finished ground beef is too much in one day? Because I have a pound for lunch, pound for dinner. For someone that's very active, do you think that's too much ground beef for their tiny little arteries? Thank you.
For their tiny little arteries? No, I don't think it's too much. I mean, if you're eating that every day, I mean, I don't think it's too much. The most important thing is you're getting bioavailable sufficient protein. So do the math on that. That's a sufficient amount of beef, but it's not too much. I mean, I eat raw dairy, and sometimes I'll eat that much. Sometimes I won't. If I have a ribeye steak, it might be 16 or 20 ounces, and then earlier in the day, I'll have some yogurt or I'll have some kefir. It depends, but it's definitely not too much. If you're having it every day and you're training hard and you're utilizing it, it's not too much. Now, I'm not saying this in lieu of any other habits. Are you doing any kind of fasting? Are you eating anything else? What's going on in terms of your total nutrition? Are you getting in organ meats? Are you getting in other nutrient dense foods? But there's nothing wrong with that. You could also use pastured eggs and things like that. But I don't know if you're only eating ground beef. I personally don't think it's too much. The tiny little arteries, I mean, I guess relatively speaking, we all have. It's not like your arteries aren't digesting the beef. So it's not like the grass-fed beef is coursing through your fucking arteries. It's not like you're digesting it in your arteries. Anyway, the John Salea Instagram question. Thank you, Greggs. Appreciate the call. AskPapaSwolio.com if you want to submit a question. The John Salea, Papa Swolio, do you think it's better to be big and bulky or smaller but lean? It depends. I don't think either one is better. I mean, generally, I think it's healthier to be leaner and have less overall mass in general. I don't think it's good to be heavier than your body can handle, but there are bulking periods when you might be lifting heavy and eating big and gaining overall mass, and put your body in a positive nitrogen balance. You're lifting heavy and you're putting on size. But in general, having a ton of body mass for your height is challenging on the heart and can be detrimental. Plus, you don't want to be immobile. I had this period years ago. This might have been like 15 years ago when I was so fucking big. And when I mean big, I had more body fat than for the size. I was just bulking and I over bulked, and it was just too heavy for my joints. So I think for everyone's height, there is an ideal kind of balance. I think that can only really be achieved naturally. Of course, you can have different steroids and anabolic compounds that might give you or elicit a certain response. But if you are taking anabolics and you are putting on more mass than your body would naturally maintain, then think about what I just said. You would put on more mass than your body would naturally be able to maintain. So it's unnatural. It's extra taxing on your organs. It's extra taxing on your skeletal system. It's just extra taxing. So I think there could be a detriment to it in terms of putting on extra size. So in terms of health or better, if you're leaner, you'd be more mobile. You'll be more athletic. If you're just bigger and bulky, it depends. Everyone defines that differently. Are you getting fat or are you just bigger in size and still lean? I'd rather be more on the leaner side than just puffy and looking swollen. Like fat, if that's how you're defining it. We'll take one more call from Lindsay. Keep on dropping those questions in the comments. #AskPapaSwolio. Lindsay, you're on the line. You're on the greatest mancast in Zahraelm, the only mancast, in fact.
Hey, Papa Swolio. My name is Lindsay. I have been going to the gym for about 3 years now. First 2 years was CrossFit and changed my life, but destroyed my body a little. So I switched to more of a bodybuilding, powerlifting style at a different gym. I'm having a lot of trouble with my upper back and neck, getting very tight and tense, and I guess that's the trapezius muscle. I was wondering if there are any stretches you could recommend or some kind of recovery I can do to help with that. I've been trying to focus on form and not straining my neck. If you have any opinions on it, that would be great. Thank you.
Lindsay's neck, her back. Okay, I won't finish the song. Thank you for calling, Lindsay. Awesome. Glad to hear that you stopped doing cross shit. And now you're not going to just fuck your world up. Yeah, it'll change your life. It's fun. You have a community. You're doing a lot of new exercises. It's kind of like, it's an adult playground when you go. That's why I kind of have outside in the backyard. It's fun. You have all these different things and pieces of equipment that you don't see in normal gyms. All this space. Wow, it's so different. But there's really no program design. It's just random shit, Olympic lifting and high impact and high repetitions to failure and things for time. It's just incoherent in most instances. Not that there can't be benefits, but at the same time, glad you're getting back into a structured training protocol. So your upper back, neck, Your neck is really going to be a product of your back. You can work on your cervical flexors, doing retraction exercise with a band or with a ball against the wall. Hard to explain on a podcast, but there are a lot of good corrective exercise for your neck. Practicing yoga should be something that you implement immediately. We have a shoulder awareness program inside Swolenormous X. If you're interested, that can really help activate the middle and lower trapezius and the posterior rotator cuff. A lot of times, especially with powerlifting, you're going to get overused. Anytime you're doing specific movements for powerlifting or for bodybuilding, a lot of times certain muscles get ignored. So you'll have certain muscles, larger muscle groups that produce a lot of force that will take over for smaller groups, which don't activate properly. So you need a proper activation routine before you train. Very common with powerlifting and focusing on bench pressing and moving in specific directions. For powerlifting, yeah, deadlift, bench, squat, okay. But a lot of times the posterior rotator cuff, the middle and lower traps get overlooked, especially when you're focusing on benching. If you're doing more powerlifting, you're not doing posterior rotator cuff work, posterior deltoid work, middle and lower trap activation. Dead hangs are also fantastic, decompression for your spine. So it really depends on your form. I don't have any pictures. I don't really know what you're doing, if you have any previous injuries. So without seeing your movement patterns, it's hard to tell what muscles you should be focusing on. But I would do things like floor cobras. Face pulls can be okay. Prone presses are great, but floor cobras are fantastic. There are a lot of good exercises that you can do for the thoracic spine. Some foam rolling and some, working on thoracic extension is great. But the floor cobras are fantastic. Prone presses are great. And doing things like dead hangs and scapular depressions can be excellent for your middle and lower traps. So I would look into those. And if you have any other questions, feel free to call back in. Excellent. Let's see. Paul, Papa Swolio. Hi, Papa. Samina Stupar here. Long time no live. Let's see. I've been putting some weight lately, and I am not able to do a push-up anymore. Besides the negatives, what would you recommend to succeed? That's pretty much it. I mean, if you've been putting on some weight lately, why is that? I would get to the source of the issue. Obviously, if you put on more body mass, it's going to be harder for you to do body weight exercises. So negatives are fantastic. Doing isometrics is great. You can limit the range of motion, do them more frequently, but I would get to the source of the issue. If you could barely do a push-up, or you could do one push-up and then you gain 10, 15 pounds, I would get to the source of why. It sounds like you need to focus more on your nutrition and your sleep and other habits. Negatives are fantastic. You could do push-ups with bands, but because maybe you can't do the push-ups anymore, bands wouldn't be a good idea. So I would recommend, you could also elevate. I wouldn't do it from your knees. I hate push-ups from the knees. I think those are awful. I would do it on a bench, because if you're pushing from a higher angle, it's easier. So you can still do the negatives on the edge of a bench, and that way it'll make it easier for you to get back to the flat horizontal. But I would get to the source of your nutrition and why you're putting on some weight. That's more important to me, in my opinion. Kim, all the CrossFitters I see are out of shape and they never look like they lose fat. I have a friend who does CrossFit and she hasn't lost 1 pound. She's been involved in CrossFit for 2 years. Yeah, there's really no direction for it. You go there because you have your community, which is fine. It is what it is. It is what it is. A lot of people go there. Again, when it comes to the gym, when it comes to CrossFit or anything, people feel accomplished because they're tired. They're sweating a lot. They feel sore or they feel exhausted, but that doesn't mean they're progressively overloading. It doesn't mean they're making progress. And that's just the training, right? If you look at the 7 pillars, let's say you go to a CrossFit class. It's not a CrossFit program, it's a class. And they're trying to keep you engaged and excited to keep on coming back. So it's always different, always stimulating, but that doesn't give you anything progressive. So if you're just going and doing exercise that is exhausting, okay, but that's not progressive overload. That's not challenging you specifically on an individual basis for what you need. And that's just pillar number 3. So you get community and training. Okay, nutrition, recovery, mobility, mindfulness. There's a lot of other things there too. Better to customize and focus on things that are going to move you further forward rather than just shotgun blasting a workout to exhaust you. Brett, let's see, from the Telegram. I keep re-injuring my lateral epicondyle tendon insertions. I'm trying negatives for pull-ups, but these are painful too. I may try the dead hangs instead. Lateral epicondyle, so that's here on your elbow. You might want to try a different grip, like Angles 90 grip or putting something around the bar so you could have a more neutral grip for pull-ups, I would recommend getting into club work, light club swings, and do that every day. Very light, high repetitions. Build up those tendons. That's a great way, in my opinion. Let's take some more questions. If you have more questions, drop in the comments down below. Hashtag AskPapaSwolio. We'll take some more Instagram questions in the meantime. God help us all. Terminator X24. How can I be more disciplined and why can't I see any gains working out since 2 years? Well, thanks for the question. How can I be more disciplined? By taking more action consistently. Discipline is only created by doing it. So how can I be? Plan better. Set yourself up for success. Check out the book Atomic Habits. That's a great way to create discipline. You have to force it. You have to do it. So start with small pieces and build from there, but create those habits that you are not going to make excuses for every day. And working out since 2 years, I don't know what that means because a lot of people have gym memberships. So if you looked at everyone that has a gym membership and then the results of everyone that has a gym membership, it's a small percentage. Small percentage of people have a gym membership, and then even a smaller percentage of people use that gym membership regularly, and even a smaller percentage of those that use their gym membership regularly actually get results. So just because you've been training for 2 years means jack shit. Okay, there's a lot of people that have been training for 10 years. I've been training for 10 years and okay, you've been going and doing physical activity, better than nothing, but I hate that term better than nothing. Are you comparing yourself to a fat, lazy fuck who doesn't care? I hate that term. Better than nothing. Talk about the best way to be average. Well, it's better than nothing. Hate that, man. I hate that shit. Hate that mindset. That's a great way to make an excuse. Well, I'm doing something. Ugh. So when someone says like, oh, I'm just doing this and this, and oh, it's better than nothing. Yes, objectively, that's true. But better than nothing doesn't mean it's good. Doesn't mean it's effective. Doesn't mean it's, I just don't, ugh. It's better than nothing. Stop comparing yourself to people that do jack shit, right? You're looking at some fat guy on a fucking couch that just eats Cheetos all day and watches Netflix and Hulu. Well, it's better than nothing. So you're saying, oh, it's better than that guy. Great. Wow, that's awesome. It's better than someone who does jack shit. Whoa. Fucking round of applause. Just don't think like that. Maybe that's all you can do when you're starting. Fine. You understand? Let's say you're morbidly obese and all you can do is just walk for 30 seconds. Okay, start there. Just don't say it's better than nothing. No, that's where you're at. And then move more. And then do more. And then do more. Just don't even do this. It's better than nothing. All right, Keith Parker, Papa Swolio. My shoulder is so bad from my rotator that it hurts to do push-ups. Sucks getting older. My work is extremely physical. That doesn't help. So where's the question? Sorry to hear that. Sucks getting older. I don't know. I think it sucks getting older if you're not focusing on mobility and allowing injuries to get worse and to compound. So, of course, there's certain things that you can't go back in time and get uninjured. But maybe your push-ups are, maybe you're doing them improperly. Maybe your elbows are too high. Have you done the shoulder awareness program? What are you doing for your shoulders? Are you doing dead hangs? Are you doing yoga? Are you practicing this stuff regularly, doing corrective exercises every day? If you're not, then yeah, it's going to get hurt and you're going to get less mobile. So unless you're practicing it every day, you got to call yourself out and step up your game. You should be doing this kind of stuff every day before you go to work then, to activate these muscles and to open up your shoulder and get blood flow there. Okay, let's see here. Uday Kiran RS. Oh my God, what the fuck are these questions? How can I become more disciplined? Go to the fucking gym. Go to the fucking gym.
We choose truth over facts.
How can I become more disciplined? By fucking being disciplined. It sounds, oh, that's stupid. Yeah, it is. How do I be more disciplined? How do I train more consistently? By training more consistently. Yeah, dude, train every day. And I'm not saying crush yourself, start with every other day, but do a certain, like, even if you just did one thing, Keith, right? Like that book, Atomic Habits. If you just do one thing, like floor cobras, do 3 sets every day. of like 12. Get a good burn, do 3 sets and a dead hang. Just do that every morning. You're going to see a massive change just by doing that every day, and then you can progress from there. How do I get more disciplined? By doing it. Yow. Boss Gavin 19. How often should I be eating to lean out a bit? Doesn't have anything to do with the often. It has to do with how much and what foods you're consuming. Check out the elimination diet that we have inside Swolenormous X. Check out the 7 pillars. That's what you should be focusing on, getting rid of foods that are causing you to retain water and body fat, and start from there. Deepak 125. Papa Soy, what's your favorite exercise? I don't have a favorite exercise. I do have exercise that I'll focus on more at different time periods, depending on what I'm trying to focus on. I like a lot of exercise. In fact, I like everything that I do, and I like nothing that I do. It doesn't really matter what I like. I do what's most effective. I could hate it. It doesn't factor in. If it's going to get me results, it's going to be an exercise that I like to do. So there might be certain exercise I do all the time, but that might be for right now. It might not be for forever. Certain exercise that I can think of that I do all the time or consistently, a small fraction of them. I love reverse hyperextensions, Nordic curls, single leg calf raises. I love using my plats, hack squat. I love doing like the duck-toed, duck-footed hack squats, sissy squats, not Nordic curls, Jefferson curls. I do a lot of exercise. I don't have a favorite one. I like exercise that get me results. That's what I like. That's whatever gets me results is my favorite. I'm excited, by the way. We have to put it on the calendar, and I think we have the links and Get Started series, but we have the Balls Deep for Summer major release event on Memorial Day at the end of May. So I'm excited for some of the new releases. It's going to be fucking fire. You guys are going to be... I'm going to blow some nips off. Marvel I 1229. Hello, I'm a skinny Japanese male. Always emphasis your video. By the way, how can I make gain like you? Well, welcome to the Daily Swole. Thanks for asking, and thanks for being here. Thanks for submitting a question. How can I make gains like you? You could be me and put in 2 years of heavy lifting and iterations and stuff like that. I would recommend going to swolenormousx.com and downloading your copy of the 7 pillars, and you'll learn our Swolosophy about how to improve your life. It's the best place I can tell you to start from that general question, but from all the way from Japan. Thanks for being here. Sayonara. I'm XD. How can I work out in home? Now, I know these are a lot of general questions, but I also don't want to just be like Matt Damon for everyone, because one, Instagram questions, they don't have a lot of space to ask. And I know there's a lot of like beginner questions, but some people that might be listening to the podcast for the first time might be beginners. And I do want to get the message across, but quickly, how can I work out at home? Thousands of different ways. Yoga. What I will say is yoga is for free. If you go to swolenormousx.com/links, you could try a free yoga class. We have it in the description down below the podcast. If you're not a member, try a free yoga class. A lot of different things. If you have any equipment, you can train using that equipment. But if you're trying to build out a home gym, simple thing that I can tell you to do or recommend is get bands, get some kettlebells. Great way to get a home gym without a lot of money and very effective. You can do every body part with kettlebell stuff. I really do think that if you have $100 or $200, you get a couple kettlebells, you get a yoga mat, a bench maybe, you got a fucking hole and tight. That's it. That's like all you need for so long. And kettlebells will change your life. It's great for mobility. They're great for power. They're great for strength. They're great for grip strength and coordination. I just think kettlebells will get you for the money. For the money, there's no better piece of equipment. There's no better piece. Bands can fuck all the way off. Kettlebells. For the money, seriously, if you get one kettlebell, let's say you get a 35, you're a man, 16 kilogram kettlebell, 35 pounds. What is that, $50? Depending on the brand, you get a solid one, even from Rogue, $50, $60. Facebook Marketplace, offer up, you'll see kettlebells. One fucking kettlebell. One kettlebell at around the weight that you can handle if you're generally, or let's say you're a lady, maybe you get a 26-pound kettlebell, whatever it is, whether it's in pounds or kilograms. One kettlebell will change your fucking life. Just one. It's just the best. You can do every fucking body part with one fucking kettlebell. All right. So if you think you're building out a home gym, you don't have a lot of money. You don't need a lot of money. So it's good. Good for you. Dollar General has kettlebells. I mean, I wouldn't recommend those. Shit. I would get at least like Rep Fitness or Rogue or Kettlebell Kings, or get a quality kettlebell. Now there's a lot of different kettlebells, so I'm not hating on, you could use it for squat. You could use a kettlebell that's weirdly shaped, but the window of the kettlebell, the way the grip, it's very important that you have a kettlebell that's properly sized. There are some weird janky kettlebells out there that they're not really functional for most kettlebell exercises, but for just holding and using as a weight is okay. I would get a solid kettlebell. But like I said, Facebook Marketplace, one of those things you can get. People sell kettlebells all the time. ARC 2.0. More questions. We'll wrap up soon, but if you got more questions, drop in the comments. Hashtag Ask Papa Swolio. How many hours do you work out in a day? It depends. I don't time it. I don't limit myself. I make my schedule, so I lift as much as I want, or as much as I need, I would say. So, for example, in the mornings, I always talk about my morning routine, but people keep on asking. So I guess in the morning, it was like half an hour or so, but I'll do cold plunge. Then I'll do my morning mule, and I'll do some reverse sled pulls, and then I'll do a couple lengths pushing a sled. So I'll do like 4 lengths of the yard, walking backwards with like 90 pounds on the sled, 245s. And then I'll do a push, 1 or 2 laps. I have the Rogue dog sled now, and I put a 25 on it. It's fucking heavy because there's rust on the bottom, so it catches the grass. It's on grass. It's not on a flat surface, so it's hard enough to push. That thing is a fucking tank. So it's hard enough to push without anything, but I'll do 1 or 2 lengths, and then I'll do 1,000 or so, like 10 minutes on the VersaClimber, usually like 1,000 vertical feet or something, and then I'll do like 10 minutes of club. So it's probably like half an hour or so. So I do like every body part, mobility, getting a good sweat going, sun's coming up and I'm outside. So then I could do the show with a clear brain. I got a little workout in first thing, and then I'll do my heavier weight training later. Let's say it's a quad focused leg day or chest or back or chest and back or whatever it is. So probably 2 or 3 hours, depending on what I'm doing, including warm-ups and all this other stuff. So just ballpark. I don't time it. Esther J. Oh, sounds like a great day to me. Damn right, Cerny, it is. Every day is a great day. Do you ever walk with a ruck pack or weight vest? Walk with it? No, I do pull-ups and dips and stuff with my weighted vest, but I don't use the rucking stuff. What am I going to do with that? Just walk? I'm in Florida. The only incline in Florida is the on-ramp to the turnpike or 95. It's like just walk around flat. I guess I could walk Rufus and put on a weight vest, but why? Pound on my... why? Nah. If I had more hills, I'd probably get into that more. I'm just not going to walk around with a weight vest. Maybe I will. Maybe I'll try it someday, but... Anibal Science 1. What do you think about Kyokushin? I want to pronounce it. Karate. I know nothing about it. I think martial arts is great, though. I think if you want a functional martial art, you should do judo or jujitsu. If you want a functional self-defense, you should do some kind of... I think judo is probably the most effective for self-defense because people are usually wearing clothes. I know you do that with Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu if you're doing gi, but you can just fucking throw someone to the ground if you get into a tussle, and then you can run, which is the whole point of getting out of it. So judo is fantastic, or Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. It's a great combination. You could throw someone or do some kind of striking or boxing combination with Jiu-Jitsu. Striking if you're on your feet, but if you're on your feet, you can run. So the whole point with this kind of shit is, you want to be able to get away. So you're not looking to fight someone. So if you're on your feet, you should be fucking getting away from this situation. But if you do go to the ground, you need to be able to have good ground game. So some kind of like striking or judo with jiu-jitsu is great. I don't know anything about karate. I think it's probably great for discipline and striking, but I don't really know how effective that is in real world situations. Nick, is it more efficient to do dips with a dip belt or a vest? I prefer a dip belt just because with a vest, you might get restricted with your movement. I would say, with a dip belt, it's hanging directly with gravity, so it's a little bit more accurate with the movement. I mean, how much weight are you going to put on a vest? You know what I'm saying? So if you put, if you're doing pull-ups, it might be better with a vest, or you're doing ring dips, for example, like having like if you're doing dips on a rack like I have with my monster rack, it doesn't matter. I would use plates, but if you're doing dips on rings, imagine having fucking plates dangling. That's not the most effective, so I'd use a vest. But if you're strong, a vest, what are you going to do? 50 pounds? You could put a 45 between for dips. I'm not putting 45 fucking pounds on a vest and trying to do dips. You'd have plates out to fucking here. It'd be really awkward. But ring dips would make more sense with a vest. Mika, did you watch the fight last night? It was a good one. Nope. Let's see here. All right, let's see here. Big 3475 peanut butter on rice cake. Thumbs up or thumbs down? 2 thumbs down, actually. I would avoid peanut butter 100,000% of the time. Super high in usually hydrogenated oils, legumes, toxins. It's just not a useful thing to eat. Big no on rice cakes. Why? Why would you be fucking eating a rice cake? So big no for the peanut butter, but rice cake, why? Eat real fucking food. Isaiah's 5G. Papa, so I have my shoulder injured. Should I go to the gym or it's the end for me? Did we ask, get this question before, or is it the end for you? No. Heal your shoulder. Rehab your shoulder. It's not the end. What the fuck? Either that guy submitted the question twice. I don't think it's an old one. We've heard this. Is it the end for me? But I don't think that question, we don't put old questions back in, so maybe he asked the same thing twice. Yeah, peanut butter is no good. Even the organic, fresh, oil separation, don't eat that shit. Don't eat that shit. Peter Savli. Papa Swolio, what is your favorite bodybuilding supplement? I mean, creatine's fine. Creatine's good. Supplements I take, creatine, magnesium. Magnesium's a big one that most people are deficient in. And vitamin D if you don't get enough sunlight. Zeal Odhava. Best workout time, morning or evening? Morning. Rapid fire. All right, that's the last Instagram question. Not bad. Not bad. A little weak. But it is what it is. I'm just going to start answering questions. Just boom. Not going to explain it. Yeah, done. Morning or evening? Morning. Morning's better for everything. I mean, I do a lot of heavy lifting more in the early afternoon, something like that, or after I do the show, depending on what time I get it done. But I do train and do all those other things like my morning mule and cardio type stuff, mobility stuff, club stuff, first thing in the morning. So it's just better. It's just better. Yeah. Any other questions live? We're good. So we got Instagram question. Went through a lot of Instagram questions. We're going through the calls. Ask Papa Swolio. So let me go through some of the things that we have going on this week. If you have any other questions, you can call in, askpapaswolio.com. You can drop them in the comments below before we wrap, which will be in a few minutes if we don't get any more questions. We also have some new merch over there at papaswolio.com. Use code Daily Swole for 10% off. We got the Gym Crush and Training biceps. We got the Gym Crush and Training computer icon. What do we call that? Gym Crush and Training with the peach. That's awesome. And of course, we have Scorched Earth and Swole Season, which are great designs, even if you're not a member, because it is Swole Season. It is Swole Season right now. It's always Swole Season. But we have Scorched Earth. These are just cool designs. And we have a lot of other stuff over there at papaswolio.com. So if you're a listener to the show, remember, if you're a member, you get 20% off. So use your special code that's inside your account. You'll see that on your homepage. But also, if you are just a listener of the show, save 10%, code Daily Swole over at papaswolio.com. I think Dodson called in earlier. He did. Dodson called in. You don't say.
Dodson, we've got Dodson
Fuck
here.
That guy. Fuck that guy. Fuck that guy. Fuck you, Dodson. Fuck you. Let's get the Tainty Man. Hello, Mr. Tainty Man. Daddy loves you. Rufus. Tainty boy. Oh, stretch. Oh, my sweet. Oh, my goodness. Fam, the eyes that I'm getting. You see that? You see that? Aww. You see that, Babush? You see that, Tainty boy? Show them your teeth. Look at those teeth. Oh, look at that Tainty Man. Oh, my God. So tainty. And, of course, we have the church. Always so camera shy. Cerny bought a Swole season shirt. Can't wait to get it. Oh, we got to take a picture. I'm stoked. I like that. I love that design. I love the design, the Swole season design. I love it. It's a great shirt. We have a Swole card to give away. Hashtag Swole Privilege. Give that away in a few moments. Any last questions? Any last question? We're showing off the church. We're showing off the Tainty Man. If you're just listening, you're missing out. You're missing out. You're missing out. Going once. Ask Papa Swolio. Hashtag Ask Papa Swolio. Going once. Going twice. Going ribeye steak with butter. All right. Hashtag Swole Privilege for a chance to win today's Swole card. Falcon, kick us off, beast. Here we go. Let's fucking go. Good Q&A-ness. Good Q&A-ness. Swole Privilege, where are we at? Anyone but Brittany. Anyone just... Paul, or is that... It's not Paul. It's Mrs. Paul. Paul Stupar. Congratulations. Congratulations. All right. I just saw another comment. Maybe your tiny little arteries will grow. Paul Stupar. Congratulations. Send us an email to support@swolenormous.com. Swole card 2543. In the subject, your mailing address. In the body of the email, congratulations. Pedro just asked, congratulations, Paul, or Mrs. Paul, because I think it was, I forget, who's, Irina or Mirina? I'm trying to look up for that question. Pedro says, congratulations. Pedro says, did you get the geisha? I did not. The only thing about kabuki shit, it's like, I don't know why. It's like when you order it, it's like, you'll get this in 6 years, right? We'll take 9 to 15 weeks for delivery. I think it's like 4 to 6 weeks. So I probably won't get it for another month or two. I went to order. I'm like, there's always a delay. There's always this ridiculous, I guess they do a lot of volume, or maybe they go into production. They do like, what they might do, which would make sense. Maybe they do pre-production. They kind of do a, pay in advance. So once they get 10 people, or they do it in bulk, so they don't just print them out or make and have a lot of stock. So they'll maybe wait a few weeks and then forge them or cast them and then ship them out in bulk, which would make sense, right? So if they wait a month and then make a bunch of them and then ship them out, then it's technically 4 to 6 weeks, but whatever. So I figured I'd wait. I actually forgot yesterday. I forgot that I ordered it. I'm like, oh shit, I got that coming. But guess what? I got to take pictures and show. I'm doing some rearranging. I'm doing some rearranging with the gym outside. I got a couple new pieces of equipment. I'm actually going to pick up another one right now. Picking up I already have the West Side Barbell foldable reverse hyperextension, which is great, by the way. If you want to get a reverse hyperextension, you don't have a lot of space. The West Side Barbell one from Rogue is fantastic, but you can only load it up. I can only really get, if I use the proper spacing, I can get 2 45s and maybe a 25 on each side, which is great. But once you get strong with the reverse hyper, it's not heavy. It's not really that heavy. If you're really, really strong and you build up that exposure to it. So this guy is selling a reverse hyper for like $200 that he's had outside, which is great because I'm putting it outside. So it's all like rusted, but it's great. So it looks like it's a full size one that I can load up to like 500 pounds. So I'm gonna put that outside. I got a chest fly machine from PowerTech that they haven't made in like 10 years. So this woman was selling it. She gets a lot of things shipped in from up north. So I got that, and I got I got this really cool leg extension. and seated leg curl. So seated leg curl, so you're pulling down so you have your hamstrings in the lengthened position, and it also goes prone for a leg curl. Fucking epic. Really good pickup. So I saved a few $100s on that. It's really hard to get these pieces of equipment for home gyms because a lot of times when you get a machine like a leg curl or leg extension, you're getting something that's commercial grade. And if you get something with cables and stack, it's usually either going to be too expensive for most home gym owners, or the space or the quality isn't going to match. So unless you want to spend a few $1,000s on something commercial grade or you have the space, it's just not an ideal piece of equipment for a home gym, because most people's home gyms are in a garage. And if you have limited space, taking it up with a selectorized leg curl, leg extension, it's just too much space. It's not a good use of space, in my opinion, if you have limited space. But for me, I'm putting it outside. This thing is great. So it's from this company called Fit King, and there was no reviews on it. I couldn't find anything on YouTube, but I think the company is from North Carolina. So if you're in the area, you could probably pick it up locally. I think it sells for like $800. I got it for $5. It's really cool. It has a ton. If you're short, a lot of times, and Mama Swolio's super stumpy, so most of the time when she does leg curls or leg extensions at a gym, it just touches her feet. She can't get it close enough. And this thing has like 30 adjustable positions, so it even has room to spare. So very cool. And the PowerTech chest fly, you can't even find a video on it. If you want to look it up, Pedro, PowerTech chest fly machine, not the attachment on the benches that they do now, because it's a standalone machine. And the only video I found was from like 9 or 12 years ago from Lee Priest demoing it in Australia. So really cool, but it's a great machine. I can't wait to use it. Can't wait to use it. What's the email address I have to write to? You can just rewind the podcast. support@swolenormous.com, Swole card 2543 in the subject, and your mailing address in the body of the email. We have to close the nut. Congratulations, Miss Stupar. You're very welcome. Congratulations. Pedro wrote the address in the live chat too. Congratulations. Get yourself some Swole privilege and get back on those push-ups. Get your diet in order. Yeah, get your diet in order. Get that nutrition figured out. We'll have to do another gym tour. Pedro, it's PowerTech with a C, right? All one word. You've probably seen those modular gyms that people get. PowerTech, all one word with a C at the end, no H. PowerTech chest fly, but it's only an old video. They don't make it anymore. I'm stoked. I can't wait to use it. I delayed my next workouts, my quad workout and my chest workout, until I get this organized. Everyone go make some gains today. Go make some gains. We'll have to do a Swole motion and update you with the tour of the gym because it's expanding. I need to get a whole tent outside. I need to get a tent with... I need to get some covers because I have them all tarped up. Gotta go make some gains today. Get some sun on my fucking tits. But I'm excited. We're coming into a summer Swole season. And it's gonna be fucking lit. Yeah, we need a new Swole motion, right? We need another vlog. I'll have to take you guys on the latest tour. I got you, fam. Hopefully it's not rainy this week and I can do it. Yeah. Bitches.
I am the danger.
Shut up, bitch. Shut up, bitch. I'm talking to you, bitch. Shut up, bitch.
Loud noises!
Crossing them up.
Smooth. Very, very smooth stuff. Very classy. I'm learning a lot from you right now, dude.
Now, once you've had sex with the woman, she will naturally start to depend on you, okay? All women do this.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
Oh, the tainty man. Whipping it out. Coast to coast. He fucking does it again. He does it again. All right, fam. Crank up this hog. Good Q and anus today. I hope you enjoyed it. Nice and tight, just like how we just how we like it. I mean, but if you're thick and veiny enough, everything's tight. Anyway, make sure you go to soulnormousx.com. Join the fam today. Tomorrow is our live accountability meeting, so the episode will be private. We'll have some philosophy here for your earhole enjoyment. We'll still drop a load in there, so make sure you are subscribed to the podcast. Hit the thumbs up on the way out, and thank you for being here. We'll see you tomorrow at the accountability meeting, new releases, private member Q&A, and just a great time. So start off your week with the fam in the best possible way. Go deeper. If you listen to the show and you enjoy the show, now's the time to join. SoulNormousX.com. Peace, McGee's, Deuce, Magoose, your boy, Papa Swolio. Out.
Crazy flow, need a straight jacket. Cash flow, I'm a bank addict. 6 subs, had the bass smacking. 808s, had the place clapping. 3 girls is enough for me, so I pull out like the stock's crashing. Like an IPO trying to purchase me. This a private sector, so you can't have it. Faking all that boom bapping. Who you think you is, boy? 90s want they sound back, so I give rap all these fake rappers as I take matters in my own hands. I don't need rapping, I don't need Zans. I don't need help, I'm a grown man. Now they can't laugh and they so mad, it's like
then yeah, I found that young king with my crown at 10 racks in the fanny pack, couple hundred in the Louis bag.
That's a bed that you made. That's a bed that you made. That's a bed that you made. That's a bed that you laid. What kind of game is you playing? We go hard in the paint. We go hard in the paint. What the fuck is you saying? I only go where they pay. What kind of game is you playing? Yeah, whoa, my shit is relevant. On topic, my melanin is popping. I'm taking skeletons on closets and making new deposits. I'm